Yeah, I've been the same recently. I've been falling asleep, almost driving back to work. Driving back to the office, and it's really bad. And then you get home, and it's like, oh, I don't know what the hell it is. I just feel really tired. Mm. Yeah, it's never really bothered me, but all of a sudden, the last few weeks, I've been absolutely getting home and just dying, falling asleep. I had a quick 45-minute power nap earlier. I blew up. I blew up one of those as a adult teenager. You know, when you live on your own, you think, oh, I'll just put it on the hob. Yeah, I just heat it, and then just bang, and everything went everywhere. Ouch. We are indeed.
The dogs at Brent Tor and had done what your mysterious sort of benefactor had suggested, which was follow the trail. Following the trail led you to a farm, specifically Heathfield Farm, which maybe not unsurprisingly, when you drove past it, seemed to be barricaded and fenced with death for a warning signs all the way around it, and clearly uninhabited for a substantial period of time. However, what you discover in the sort of the northwest corner of the northwest corner of the fence where you are currently on the map, a small 2 foot by 2 foot hole in the fence seems to allow you to very gingerly crawl on your hands and knees through into the field beyond from the tree line and sort of out into the main area of the farm. Um, Prior to doing that, or you haven't actually done that right now, you have decided to fly your drone. So now you've got a little drone icon, look,
Yeah, got
that you can.
new
I
party
think you can,
members.
that you can own that you own that you can move around, um, in order to signify roughly where your drone is and what it can see.
Yeah, good idea.
And yeah, so I think you flew the drone over as far as I know you got it to see. Is that about as far as you think you got it, Mehdi?
Yeah, we saw through the
Yeah,
doorway, didn't we?
under
Yeah,
the tarpaulin there,
At
that it
cages.
was black SUVs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you got the drone to about here. Maybe I'll make that drone a little bit smaller. Doesn't have stats. It has a stat character sheet, but it doesn't have stats. Maybe I can go that small.
Yeah, this is where I use my engineering to mount little chain guns on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Chunk darts. That'll do.
You're going
That's
full
about.
full rigor.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice small drone token. There you go. It's not too small. Okay, so what are you doing? So again, everything is very quiet. There are a number of cameras, and if you remember, there was one kind of on the facing, on many of the buildings seem to have cameras on them. But there is no movement. A number of vehicles that you can see, like an old sort of Ford pickup. Or no, there was an old, a couple of old vehicles, flatbed trucks and stuff like that. All seem to have dust and dirt on them, symbolising, represent the fact that they've probably not been moved for quite some time.
Yeah, I think we called the drone back because the battery warning light started flickering.
That's right.
Yeah, so the drone's back with us now, but we had seen up to cages in the doorways, a circle in the middle of them.
Not a circle, it was a square, a faint square outline.
Square.
Yeah.
Oh. See, do we take the chance and go in and look?
I'm itching to go in because we've come all this way.
I am as well. I'm just half expecting it to be occupied in there, but what the hell?
These bloody cameras. That's what's got me. It's all the cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's SUVs.
Yeah. Did we command? I can't remember what we brought.
Yes, we did. I've got my pistol on me, and you've got your assault rifle.
Yeah, carbine. And I'll have a pistol as well. Though I'm not very good with a pistol. So that's more in case you run out of bullets. There you go.
Yeah, we came armed because we were looking for the dogs, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's no way in God's earth I was going to come out here without something to kill dogs.
Yeah, we bought all that silverware, didn't we?
That's right.
Knives
Yeah.
and things.
Swords and things.
Yeah, steak knives.
Yeah.
Yes.
I came ready for bear, and you came with a walking stick.
Yeah. Well, I got some steak knives as well. You got the actual antique, like different blades and things, didn't you? That's good.
Yeah, because my sword was silver plated, antique, but it was dulled down, wasn't it? So I had to sharpen it.
Yeah. Whereas I've got a silver sword cane, but the blade isn't silver, just the handle.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Great for bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Both are highly illegal to wander down the street with.
Yeah, because yours is a sword cane. Yeah.
Concealed blade greater than something inches, like 3 inches or something.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, I'm going to start hands and knees through this gap. It's an electrified fence, isn't it? So I'm not going to touch the sides.
It is an electrified fence, yes. Okay. Well, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. So give me an athletics roll, please.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I'm letting him go first.
You just need an easy success. Which he just
does, yeah.
I'm just storing my luck points ready.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Restore your luck. Oh, hang on. Let me. I can do that. Hang on a sec.
I've just done it. I just had the luck points at the top, so it goes back into 5.
There you go. Restored your luck points. Okay. So
I'm back in 2 shapes where you climb under the fence.
Okay.
You squeeze in through. Do you know what? I'm going to make your tokens a little bit smaller.
See, in the garage, I think it is. The garage or the boot car, I've got a waterproof rubberized jacket. I need to get one for this type of situation.
Yeah.
It's baby Maddie.
There you go. I've made you both a little bit smaller.
Yeah, we've shrunk enough that we can hold onto the drone and fly over the fence now.
Fantastic.
Not quite. Okay. Sam, you get on your hands and knees, and then not a problem. Mark
Forward roll.
basically crawls
Wow.
under. Well, you come up into the field beyond, tall, sort of waist-high grass, unmanaged, uncut. But there is that path that runs through, probably an animal wide, that you spotted from the drone that kind of brings you towards the car parking area of the house that you can see kind of poking out through the unkept trees and bushes ahead of you.
That's right, yeah. Well, my plan is not to stand in the open. I'll be up and I'll be running to the closest building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaving the drone the other side of the fence because it's going to be too bulky to manage around, and we'll pick it up on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That day and age, the drones were bigger than they are today.
Yeah.
Definite. Okay, so you managed to sprint across the field and get yourself to the bushes, the line of trees and bushes that kind of mark what appears now to be a driveway, the equivalent of like a car parking driveway for a standard house. Sort of appears to be 2 stories, quite large. There is a sort of a veranda kind of porchway that runs around the side at the front with posts. The front door is slightly open.
Any sounds or smell of smoke or anything like that to show habitation?
No sounds, no smell of smoke, no nothing. It's very quiet.
Okay.
There is, when I say that, there is the background sound of birds. There's the background sound of insects. It's not like there's no sound, like devoid of life. You can hear that here.
Okay.
Well, in which case we'll do this by the numbers and clear the house first before we go any further.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give the nod to Mark to lead the way. Yeah. And I'll be on your shoulder following behind.
Okay. That's only because I've got hunting, isn't it? And
no, it's because you've got a big whop-off gun.
Oh, that too. Okay, so yeah, we'll
tap you on the shoulder and away you go. I'll be literally a step behind you.
Head up to the first window of the house and I'll peek through.
Okay. So you kind of get yourself up onto the balcony, onto onto the sort of the veranda that runs around the side of the house. You get yourself to one of the nearest windows, probably a bay window that kind of overlooks the car parking area in front. Interesting to note, there are a couple of parked cars there. I think one is a truck and one is just a standard kind of, family. Yeah, one would be like a 4x4, probably an old Defender, and the other one would be a bog standard sort of family sedan.
Right. Okay.
They both have tax discs dating to the last year in the window. 18 months ago.
Okay.
So they would both be March 2010.
I was saying,
So it's not like some of the farms I go to where they've got Teslas.
Yeah.
No.
These poor broke farmers.
Yeah, with £1 million tractors and.
Looking in through the nearest window, this kind of nice bay window, the house is quite dark, but it is furnished. You can see, you're kind of looking into a living room area.
Okay. Dust everywhere or dust sheets on anything or?
No dust sheets on anywhere. It does look somewhat dusty.
See, I still think that they never actually left and they were killed, the owners of this place.
Well, let's find out.
head round to one of the doors.
I do know why you're thinking that, because who would leave this house and leave the cars behind?
Yeah. And the cars have never been used before. They were in trouble because they were bankrupt with the so-called mad cow disease. Yes, they've left a fortune's worth of stuff behind. So I'll check the first door, turn a handle, see if it's locked.
No, the door is not locked. The door is open. There is a fly screen and then the main door, and the fly screen is kind of got a hole in it and slightly skew with, and the main door is open. So the fly screen will come out, the main door will go in.
Okay. Quietly and cautiously go in with rifle up, looking through the sight for anything for the low light more than anything else.
Yeah. No. Okay. So as you kind of go in through the hallway, immediately on your left is the doorway that would be to the lounge, the living room area that you saw through the window. To your right is a set of stairs and a small cloakroom. Beyond that, there appears to be another door on the left, and then a door directly in front of you at the end of the hallway.
I'm going to get my ultraviolet lights out and put it on my...
Okay, yeah.
When you did that, you took your finger off push to talk, by the way. So we
yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna
give me perception checks.
Okay, I was gonna have a sniff to see if there's any rotting smells.
Same thing, same deal. $66, Mehdi. Do you want to reverse that?
I think so. Yeah. It sounds like a plan.
So from Sam's perspective, it's very quiet in here. He steps forward and there is a creak. He can feel the floorboards of the bare wooden floor creaking a little bit. And so as you come in, there's probably a mat, a boot stand, your right hand side is the cloakroom, and in there is a rack for shoes and coats. But to your ears, it's very quiet. Mark, however, listening quietly, there is you can hear a faint whistle of wind or air moving probably above you. But there's no sound of people moving around in here.
Okay. Check the ceilings just to make sure that they're all still intact.
Ceilings are all still intact, yeah.
I'll head down corridor looking for the stairs.
Okay. Let me do this 1 second.
Yeah, I'll signal to Sam that here. Something up there.
I'll signal back. Bloody get on up there then.
Yeah, so far looking at tonight's rolls, we're going to have another slapstick game on Thursday.
You reckon?
Well, I'm having good rolls tonight. So I had terrible ones on Thursday.
This is true. Okay. We're just going to do this by theatre of the mind. I can't be bothered to subject you to my really crappy drawings. So, stairs on your right. Stairs on your right. Corridor leading to a door at the back. That door is open. It looks like a living sort of a dining area, maybe. Door on the left, and then the lounge on the left as well. Stairs going up.
Yeah. 2 doors are closed on the side.
The
lounge.
lounge door is open. The lounge door is open. The door at the back is open. The other door on the left-hand side, further in from the lounge, appears to be mostly closed, but it's slightly ajar.
Right.
This is describing my childhood home almost, only the opposite way around. So the second door down will be another room identical to the lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll head forward and have a look at the lounge since the door's open.
Okay.
Just from the doorway, glance around to see that
It is exactly what you're looking at it now from the lounge is quite a big room. There is another door in the back wall that is closed, which obviously leads into whatever that room beyond is. There is a sofa, a couple of chairs. One of the chairs is a big wingback chair. There is a real fireplace, but ashes. That's all that's in that real fireplace. Would appear to be ashes. To the left hand side, as you kind of come in, and you sort of turn to look, and in front of you is the bay. To the left hand side of the bay is a big sort of a big Trinitron color Sony CRT on a big hefty stand with a fairly old looking VHS and DVD play, like combined, those old combi DVD VHS players that you could get. Probably a Sony one of those sat, and a couple of big Sony speakers connected to it.
TV's covered in dust, I take it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the screen itself is all filmy and dusty.
Yeah, they definitely didn't leave. That would have gone with them.
If they could have moved it.
I was going to say they weigh about 12 stone.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't have moved it. They're on the removal men to do it. Okay. Once I've seen that there's nobody in here, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to quietly head up the stairs.
Okay, Mark, Sam, what are you doing while Mark's doing that?
While he turns around to go to the stairs, I'm going to move down to the other door to make sure that room behind is empty.
All right. Okay, so you can hear Mark is going up the stairs. They are creaking a little bit as he goes up. You carefully push the door open and kind of look inside. It's maybe a parlour or another secondary sitting room. I can remember in one of the houses that I grew up, you kind of had the front room that was off limits unless it was a family night watching the TV. Then you had the back room, which was also the dining table, but was also like another loungy kind of area.
That's right, yeah.
And then you'd have your kitchen and utility room or something at the back. Yeah. And then some posh people would knock the two walls down and create a big.
We did that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like would have another log fire in it, like a coal fire. Again, empty. There would be a smaller CRT in here, and actually there's a door off one side that looks like it would lead out onto the small veranda at the back. And then an extension wing that runs down, that you can see from that window, runs down to probably where the kitchen is and some more sort of rear buildings.
Yep.
But again, the only thing that's odd in here on the table is it's set for 2 people. There appears to be a couple of plates and a bowl. And the bowl seems to have something odd in it.
I'll have a look in the bowl. It's just mouldy food, hopefully.
It's beyond mouldy food. It's the remnants, you think, of a salad.
Oh. Trying to regrow itself. So basically it's like the Mary Celeste at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking to you, run.
Yeah. So I'll open the doorway that goes into the hallway. and then I'll just check right down to the kitchen area.
Okay.
Make sure this ground floor is completely clear.
Yeah. Okay, so you're doing that. So at that point, Mark, you reach the top of the stairs. Directly behind you appears to be another set of stairs that's going up into the attic area. But off here, there appears to be maybe 5 rooms.
Okay.
Toilet dead ahead.
I'll listen again, see if I can hear which direction that noise was coming from.
Sure. It appears to be above you.
Okay. I'll head towards the next set of stairs.
Okay. All right.
Being
So
as quiet as I can again.
Yeah,
Just...
you continue to move upwards. Give me, I tell you what, give me, Mr. Mark, give me a stealth roll.
Oh, I've just had a horrible thought.
Come on, Jasper.
There's got to be someone hanging from the ceiling, isn't there, by their feet?
Come on, Jasper.
I'm just hoping there's nobody behind you.
I don't think there's anyone behind me. I think there's something with its kind of hooked around, feet touching the ceiling, asleep, hanging from the ceiling.
Nice.
Look at these rolls are awesome. You are going to have a very bad night on Thursday. So,
Just stay behind everybody.
Very quiet. So all of a sudden, Sam, as you come out of the back sort of parlour dining area, and start heading towards the kitchen area, the footsteps that you can hear, Mark's footsteps, obviously, go from being fairly distinguishable to gone.
I have a knowing smile on my face as I keep going forward.
All right, you push through into the kitchen area. So the first thing that you're greeted is a kitchen area, but this is it's a traditional farmhouse kitchen. So it's got 2 ranges, a pantry, sink, and other kind of like a freestanding oak crockery thing with some plates on display. There's another table in here with 4 chairs around it, kind of positioned just in front of the 2 ranges. And then there's a doorway, like not a door actually, but an open area that goes further out into the back.
Yeah. Is the fridge on?
There is no fridge in here.
No fridge.
The fridge
Okay.
is further back.
Right. I'll go quick down there and have a look and see at the fridge.
Okay. The fridge is not on.
Good. Okay. There's no power in the house whatsoever.
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay, if there's no sign of life or anything down here, I've cleared everywhere, I'll go back to the stairs and I'll cautiously go upstairs.
Okay. You can cautiously sleep upstairs. At this point,
to open the fridge and something was in there.
Mark, you get to the top into the attic. It kind of opens up into the attic. There is a small circular window in sort of the gable end. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, in the gable end of the house. And one of the panes of glass has come away. And it seems to be that's causing that wind and whistle that you could hear. The attic itself is a little bit odd. There are probably a half dozen, maybe 10, quick count, there are 10, single person camp beds, 5 on each side. Whatever furniture or detritus that had been stored in here was pushed right at the back, and it was probably that act that broke one of the windows, maybe. But there are 5 beds on either side, and a small kind of table with table on by each side, which also seems to double up as a bit of a storage locker. Sam, you get to the first floor. There's no sign of Mark here.
No problem. So I'll do the same thing with the first floor. Just check every room.
Okay.
Going clockwise.
The camp bed's occupied.
No.
That's nice.
But they're not dissimilar to the kind of camp beds that you're used to seeing in the military.
Right. I'll head over to the table at the end and see if there's anything on it, any clues as to writings or plans or something that might give us a clue as to what's going on.
All the tables appear to be empty. Nothing on any of them.
Through the scope, I'll look around the room, make sure there's nothing that I've missed at a first glance, that where I can see with more amplified vision, and then I'll start hitting go.
Yeah. Okay. So glancing around, there's nothing in here that you've missed. There's no sign of anything other than what your normal eyesight is telling you.
It's cleaner up here than normal, though, as if it's being used.
It's definitely not dusty up here yet. Each of the beds are made, and when you examine the materials and stuff, it's definitely army issue blankets and things.
This is where we kill a lot of people in one go. So what you do is you put like a metal spike underneath each bed, just the same level as the bed, and when they got it, it goes into them.
That's evil, but a great idea.
Yeah. Any footlockers or anything in any of these? Or
just the tables, which also double as sort of small storage areas. Doesn't appear to be nothing.
Right, okay.
You might find a pair of socks, pair of boxer shorts in a couple of one of them, maybe a t-shirt. But it's all bog standard army green.
Very Spartan.
Very Spartan. Yeah. Down on the first floor. So the closest door to the stairs coming up is indeed a bathroom. It is an old enamel bath with a very tiny sort of shower head. In fact, it's probably not even that. It's probably
got the little pipe things that go on the taps. And
that's probably this is technically 2011. If it was 1980s, I would have said it was the two pipe things that goes on the. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah,
you pull and then but
too hot.
It's not a fancy modern electric power shower. It's probably just
one of those with a dial on it.
Yeah, you pull the knob on the taps on the bath, and it flows up the pipe and comes out a small shower head. And there's a little bit of a shower curtain, but the shower curtain is mouldy.
Armitage Shanks toilet.
Armitage Shanks toilet. Standard porcelain. No, P.
No P. Ooh.
No, it's peach. It's a peach.
Oh, not peach Marlborough.
Okay.
There's a piece of soap. The piece of soap is on a dish, and it's all cracked and slightly shrunk. Again, sign that it's not been used for a long time. There's a couple of inside the. Again, when you look at it inside the kitchen in the bathroom over sink cabinet.
Yeah.
Men's like probably a pack of 6 disposable Bic razors.
Shaving brush, that sort of thing.
Shaving brush, a couple of other things. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Does it look like it's been used at any point? Any of the sink or the toilet?
Not been used for a while.
Right. Okay. In which case, I'll get us. I'll come out of there. Then on to the next room.
Okay, so the next room is sort of a rear bedroom. There is a bed in here. Frilly kind of bed cover. Flowery. There are several cardboard boxes in here, but nothing else.
Right. Okay. Out to the next room. There's no.
Okay, next room appears to be a room with bunk beds in. More child-orientated decor.
Okay. I'll just keep going through them all.
When you get to the front bedroom, the door appears to be closed and doesn't open when you try and open it. There is a small keyhole in the door.
I'll try to pick that lock, please.
When I come down, I'll make sure that I don't make any sudden noises that cause him to turn around and shoot me.
So this is not like a Yale key, so it's a little bit harder for you to pick the lock. It requires you using your sort of thin blade of your knife to get it in and kind of force the lock to turn.
Uh-huh.
But you managed to succeed, just. If you'd have reversed that, you'd have definitely succeeded, but it doesn't matter. You just about succeed. As you push the door open, it's very well kind of it's very well appointed bed. There's a sort of a large double bed. There is a desk. The desk appears to have a computer. There's a computer by the side, a computer monitor, stack of paper, a wardrobe, desk, and bed. A side cabinet either side of the bed.
Okay, I'm going to go on the computer. I'm going to log into Foundry and read all your notes.
Yeah. You can absolutely do that, but there are no notes in Foundry for you to log into. So,
Damn.
My notes aren't stored in Foundry. Believe it
But
or
also
not.
in code.
No, they're not in code.
It's really bad handwriting. Okay. No paperwork or anything kicking around the desk.
No, there's a stack of
A stack of it. I'll just have a quick flick through.
Does this look like it's been used more recently? This room?
No, it's not as dusty as other parts of the building.
But then it has been sealed off pretty much, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's still not been used recently.
No.
Well, you wouldn't be able to go on the computer because there's no power.
There is no power.
There's an exercise bike next to a generator.
We could.
So yeah, I'll just take the
Okay,
couple
take
of
the hard drive.
couple of bits of paperwork on. I'll take the first couple of bits and just have a quick read through, see if it's just bills or whether it's your notice is due, please vacate the property.
A lot of it doesn't make that much sense. Give me a sec. One of the pieces. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. One of the pieces of paper that kind of catches your attention is entitled. Appears to be 2 bits of paper with it appears to be a briefing document.
So nothing to do with a farmer, more to do with the military.
Appears to be, yeah.
I shall have a read through.
It is so it appears to be a briefing document describing just have a look 1 second. It simply says 2200 E Squadron Level 2 SBA Escort. Section 1 Overview. Special biological assets. Special biological assets are precisely targeted biological weapons designed to affect a single individual or small group of hostiles without risking infection or contamination of the surrounding area. They offer an alternative to UAV or covert wet work operations, as the SBA can be released in the general vicinity of a target within a town or other designated region and allowed to home in over time. The existence and use of SBA is classified top secret.
Cool. I'll
There's still more.
sorry.
Section 2, 2212. Section 1, 2211 SBA. Section 1, 2212 SBA containers. SBAs are deployed in containers measuring approximately 220 centimetres by 60 centimetres by 35 centimetres, weighing 300 kilos. Give me a medical check, please, Mark, as you're kind of reading over Sam's shoulder. SBA Escort, Section 2213. The container must be protected en route and brought safely to the target site. It must then be returned to HMS Proserpine or another designated drop point. 2214. Support personnel. SBA containers may be accompanied by SIS officers or SBA specialists. Follow any instructions given by SIS officers. SBA specialists are not in the chain of command. Any interactions with them should go through the unit chaplain or CO if an SIS officer is not present. 2215. Packets. In addition to your SBA container, you will be issued with 3 packets, A, B, and C. Ensure these are stored securely. Note that packet A contains thermite, packet B and C are non-hazardous.
The description of the box, does it match what was sent to Cassandra's house?
No, no, definitely not.
These are barrels as well,
Cassandra's
aren't
house was not 220 centimetres by 60
they?
centimetres.
And didn't weigh 300 kilograms.
But
The weight wasn't sure.
220 centimetres is 2.2 metres. Roughly the size of a coffin.
Yeah.
Section 2, Transport. 2221. Restrictions. SBA containers may not be transported by air above 6,500 metres and should be brought above 650 metres only when absolutely necessary due to the risk of anomalous weather patterns. Transport by rail or sea is preferred. SBA containers must not be opened during transit. Unimpeded access to the SBA container should be maintained wherever possible. Do not stack or cover. It continues. So, classification. If declared or questioned, SBA containers are to be reported as containing agricultural chemicals as permitted under EU REACH legislation. Long haul. Any SBA container transport with an estimated end-to-end End-to-end duration of 48 hours or more requires special handling and should be accompanied by qualified personnel under document 2400. In the event of an unexpected delay, when there are no qualified personnel available, open packet C, follow the instructions contained therein. To seal the SBA container using the locking tool and other equipment. Do not approach the SBA container once it's secure. Secure the SBA container before sunset. Section 3, Deployment, 2231. Operational Command. Escorts are to defer to verification qualified SAS personnel or designated foreign allies on site in all matters relating to SBA container deployment. 2232, Pre-approved deployment site. In most cases, the deployment site has already been located and staked out by advanced personnel on the ground. Secure the site, place the SBA container in a safe place there, remain on guard until you receive further orders or the SBA mission is verified. 2233, locating deployment sites. If a deployment site has not been located in advance, escort personnel must identify a suitable site. Such a site, A, should be enclosed and easily defensible. B, should ideally be an old building such as a church or mosque, but not one that is currently in active use as a place of worship. C, should be relatively isolated. D, should be near fresh water, lake, pond, canal, but not running water. 2234, post-deployment. Once the SBA container is deployed, clear the immediate area. A thin mist or particulate haze may be visible shortly after deployment. This is harmless condensation, is not a biohazard. If properly handled, SBA weapons are lethal only to the intended targets. 2235, collection. Unless otherwise instructed, the SBA container should remain in place for 72 hours or until the third dawn after deployment, whichever is longer. While SBA missions may be executed within a much briefer window, escort personnel should assume a 72-hour time to verification. Section 4, extraction. Emergency extraction. If the mission is aborted, escort personnel are to wait until the next dawn if possible before leaving with the SBA container. If this is not possible, or if extraction of the container is not feasible, then execute paragraph 2242. 2242, emergency termination. The SBA container must be destroyed if it cannot be retrieved. To safely destroy the container, open packet C and secure the container as instructed. Open packet A, spread the thermite evenly on top of the container. Light the thermite, kiss your ass goodbye, leg it. Douse the container with liquid in packet B and withdraw.
I'm going to point out the report to officer or chaplain.
Yeah, I noticed that right at the beginning as well.
Very unusual chain of command.
Why was I rolling medicine, by the way?
To determine whether, yeah, and you were fine. Actually, it was easy. It was to realise that the size of the container was coffin sized. That's very much described to coffin.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're bringing down these super enhanced soldiers that they or whatever they are. Pop them in there. They can't come out during daylight, so they leave them there. They go out, do the mission through the night, and then come back before dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Originally, I thought his container was going to be full of maggots, and they just let them loose on the ground and hope they get to darkness before the sun comes up.
I was thinking something along the same lines when I wasn't paying attention to the actual sizes. I was thinking mils rather than centimeters and things. It's like, oh, is that box? But
Okay, this paperwork, this brief is going into one of my pockets.
Yeah, I'm just getting a setup so I can provide you with a copy.
Right. And I'm going to check the PC and see whether the hard drive has been removed. If not, remove it.
Good shout.
That hard drive has not been removed.
Then I shall take it.
Okay.
Might have some interesting info on it.
No worries. Make a note you've got a random hard drive. Hard drive from farmhouse.
I bet it's got lots of super calc stuff on it.
me a second. It's just taking a bit longer to do what than I thought it would. That's, as I say, that's the most interesting bit of data, and the rest of them just seem to be checklists and other sort of and very benign checklists. Nothing.
But it's not like farmer's bill. It's not like his gas bill or
Definitely not farmers' documentation. No, it's
agri hall stuff.
it seems to be more to do with army logistics.
Any names or anything dropped in
No.
any of this? Right, okay.
No.
Oh,
Not
yes.
even there's so although it looks like so the only thing that you'll see would be that bat logo that you've come across before
Right,
Edom, yeah.
in the top corner.
I'll tell
Was it?
Sam about the bunks upstairs.
That sounds like this has been a unit staked out here then.
Yeah.
It was SBA, wasn't it?
Yes.
Sierra Bravo Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there's what? How many cots are up there?
10.
10 in total.
10 up there, and then whoever's in charge was probably sleeping in here.
The question is, how long ago? Unless, mind you, we are during the day, aren't we? They could be all out working on patrol.
No, it does look disused, this place. The other buildings don't know, but this one.
Yeah, you get a sense that this hasn't been used for a few months.
Any dates on
The bedroom, and the beds upstairs haven't been used for a few months.
So I wonder what they were doing then. Were they looking for what's her face? Marjorie.
Any dates on the documentation that we've found?
The dates would go back. So there would be date stamps on some of the ledger documentation with maybe approved stamp and then a date underneath it. And the date would go back. Just having a look. Uh, 60 days.
Okay.
So you're looking at
2 months-ish.
sometime in July. So I think I've just shared you the document that I read to you.
You have indeed. It's lovely.
Yeah.
There isn't by the way, that picture doesn't exist on the document. It's just a text, but that's a picture from the book to give you an idea of roughly what they might look like.
Okay.
I'm curious as to what's in packets A, B, and C now.
Well, A was thermite,
Well, A
wasn't it?
is
B and
thermite,
C.
isn't it?
A is thermite.
But C contains stuff to seal the coffin.
Yeah.
And B is sprinkled on top of the thermite.
It's probably holy water.
Just considering it was liquid in pepper B. Yeah, could be. It's liquid. That could be.
But how big are these packets though?
Oh, you see, I've just found them now. I've just found the description of what's in what.
Oh no. The mystery is spoilt.
Well, for him. Yeah, I can't see any reference as to the size of the packets.
There we go. This document is awesome.
Okay, so yeah, this place looks deserted. Though it does look like they got out in a hurry.
It does look like, yes. So that's the general consensus, is certainly, but here's the thing. Give me, let me have a look. Give me insight rolls. The pair of you. Okay. 3 things, because you needed a standard or better. So actually 5 things that you know. 5 things. There are 2 distinct periods of occupation in the house. There is what you've come to think of as the farm occupation, and then there is what you think of as Edom occupation. Evidence is pointing to it being occupied by Edom. Seems that Edom used the attic above and the and probably as a barracks. Maybe, from what Mark can tell, it looks more like maybe an overflow barracks. If you bring in extra men, they need somewhere to stay. So in Mark's head, there must be somewhere else on this complex that's more of a barracks. The second thing is the well-appointed front bedroom may just have been the chaplain or the officer's personal quarters. However, when you look inside the wardrobe, there's a couple of broken hangers on the floor. There's a couple of those metal hangers where you used to get from when you did your dry cleaning that were all bent out of shape. But there's no clothes in there. But it gives you the sense that whatever was in there had been pulled down hastily and probably stuffed in some kind of satchel. So it looks like, for whatever reason, the military presence literally just used that bedroom and used the top maybe as an overflow. So it's very possible that there is a barracks, a mess, other more militaristic parts of this, places in this farm, right? If the pattern continues. Because certainly when you look in the kitchen, and when you finally open the kitchen, the fridge, the milk is sour, like it's curdled. I don't know what 18-month-old milk would look like.
Cheese.
But yeah, there's probably, all the food stuff is either rotten or hard. It'd be hard and rotten even in a fridge.
Yeah, I wouldn't have opened the fridge, to be quite honest, purely because I'd know what stench would come out of there.
Okay, so you haven't opened the fridge. Okay. The freezer maybe? No, because the freezer's all gone off as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'd be tin stuff, packet stuff in some of the cupboards that are probably 18 months and beyond old. There are no MRE rations. There's no sign of the kettle being boiled or pots being done. There's probably some pots still on the drying rack with dust on them. So, and then the front room and stuff just gives you a sense that whoever lived there left in fairly quick hurry.
Yeah, leaving a bowl of salad on the dining table, it's set to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best you can tell, based on CRT TV, actually they were stopped produced in 2015 was the last one that was made, but Sony stopped manufacturing the Predaton, I think, in something like 2011, 2012. So, whilst it's not the most modern version, it's a sort of a 2003, 2004 model. It's still within
Was it the flat screen tube?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weigh a bloody ton.
So that's what you get, the sense that this place was abandoned in haste by the original owners and then used sparingly by a military presence.
I mean, that could be used while they were setting up the main barracks.
Possible.
I've got plenty more buildings to check out.
I've just in my phone. I've just banged in HMS Proserpine. Proserpine, sorry, and it's got links to Mary Shelley, hasn't it? It's a play about the kidnapping of Proserpine by Pluto, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got links to Mary Shelley. Sorry?
How are you spelling it?
Proserpine. I copied it straight from the text.
Okay. All right.
Proserpine.
Yep. But you've not seen that name before. That's a new name that you've come across.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Head out, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Let's move using
the vehicles that are outside. I'm just going to have a quick look inside them to see if there's anything or one, whether they just dump bodies in it or something from the original owners, or
They're just
just look normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, it's a 2.2 family, isn't it? 2 adults, 2 kids.
That's the configuration that you saw.
Yeah.
What you don't know whether it's a 2.2 family or whether it's 2 plus 2 grandkids.
Mm.
Yeah. Does this look like the main farmhouse, or is this a house off that some of the workers could live in, type of thing?
You would say it is the main farmhouse.
Okay.
Yes, the main farmhouse.
Okay, I'll give them the motion to go.
Okay.
Let's move on to something pastures new.
Head towards down the map.
Try and follow the dog trail still.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you cross out from where the cars are parked out through the other side, you can pick up the dog trail. The dog trail seems to run straight across the field to that area inside the big circle.
That's right.
Yeah, head there.
So as you do so, there is a one of those. What are they called?
Vampire.
Not what they're called.
Werewolf.
There is what appears to be. So this area. Oh no, you're not seeing that. This area here appears to be like a very long white Nissen hut-like building.
Like a chicken coop place.
Possible.
Go and check it out.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Before I do, while we're following these tracks, I want to see if I can determine how old any tracks are on here. See if there's anything been down this trail recently.
Okay.
We assume the dogs came back along this, but
yeah. Do we have any kind of tracking skill? Oh, you do have tracking. Give me
Look for dog poop. Nice.
So it's obvious that the tracks are well used. They follow the same. It just appears to be dogs. Here and there you can see a dog paw print, quite large. Kind of matches the size of the wolf you put down at the top of Brent Tor. What did you do with that, by the way?
We dragged him over the line, didn't we?
Flames,
Burst in
didn't
flames.
You dragged him over the line and burst in flames. You absolutely are correct. Yeah, that is correct. You didn't leave it for the priest to find this morning.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely used in the last sort of 24 hours, but that's not unexpected because you chased them here overnight.
Yeah.
It's used frequently enough that the grass hasn't grown back, but it's not used so often that it's just mud.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get a sense it's probably used maybe once or twice a week on average.
Okay.
Okay, approaching that building, as I say, it appears to be like an old, well, not even old, it seems to be quite a fairly newish, long, almost like Nissen hut type building. There are a few windows facing out into this field area here. Give me perception checks. Hell, boys, what are you doing to me? So, first thing that you notice, so this end of the field, there are some faint markings amongst the grass that look to you like, and some odd bits of wood or metal, probably wood, on the grass that, for all intents and purposes, was probably a football goal. And when you you come round to sort of the front here, there isn't an entrance at the back. There are a few low windows, but you come round to the front, and again, pair of glass double doors with bump bars. There is a camera in the corner pointing down, but there is no light on the camera. It appears to be dead. And the bump doors seem to you can make through a small entranceway, another set of doors which are currently closed, and it's quite dark in there.
Can I do a leap of...
Not a chicken coop feel.
No.
Like airlock type things, quarantine area.
No, maybe that wouldn't make sense, but it could be a segregation area. Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Where something happens in the first room before you go into the second one, type thing, or for safety or anything like that.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, would it be possible to assume that I bought a little, like a spray can of black paint?
Sure.
It's literally just go over the cameras.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to look into through the windows with the low light vision, see if anything makes more sense.
So it's probably a 30-foot area deep. You can see on either side. Yeah, on either side there are some benches and some lockers. And then the door at the back. Can't, because that door is closed and it's dark, fairly dark beyond, your low light vision is not giving you a lot because you're looking through two sets of glass.
Yeah.
Let's just go in.
Yeah, but make sure that the doors don't shut, because if the bump bars, they might only open from one direction.
What, the band?
Pushing your
Don't
way
want them here to
inside.
open.
It's a double door. It's a double bar, so it bumps on either side.
Right.
Yeah, so you're greeted with what appears to be some sort of changing area.
Check in the lockers.
What sort of clothes are they changing into? Is it hazmat?
There are no hazmats.
Football
The-
kit.
So in a couple of them, there would be a pair of grey sweatpants, grey top, maybe a hoodie, a couple of plain white t-shirts. In a couple more, there is a couple of cans of deodorant.
You're right, it's the exercise fitness place.
Or something that they just throw on once they've changed back into human form. So they're running around as dogs, they've not got clothes. I assume, well, then again, he turned into a bat while he was still clothed and didn't leave any clothes behind, so what happens to the clothes?
Indeed.
Okay, during that premise, in that case, let's push a bit further in.
Okay. The only way to go is to go through that set double doors in. Now,
Yeah.
first and foremost, when you get to that set double doors, there is a keypad on the door. No, by the side of the door, with what would be a swipe, but it's dark. You notice that there is an LED indicator for red and green.
Are they actually lit up?
Neither of them are
No,
lit.
power's gone.
Yeah, so I was just checking to make sure.
So-
Power gone. The door failed open.
Lovely.
I wonder if the electric fence is actually alive then.
You didn't check.
No.
So you're pushing through the door.
Yep.
It is absolutely a rec room. The far end, there are a couple of big TV screens and some kind of areas to lounge, some bean bags, a couple of sofas. What would have been a small table probably still does hold a couple of trays with peanuts and crisps in it. There'd be a fridge, probably with a mixture of soft drink and alcoholic beverages.
Dartboard.
There'll be a dartboard, but then this sort of 3/4 of the building, and if you think the building is probably 10-15 meters in length, there is a squat rack, a deadlift area, a set of weights, a couple of benches. It's a decent stocked gymnasium and rec area.
Yeah.
By looking at it, you imagine this could probably hold 20-25 people comfortably. 20-25 people. It would be getting uncomfortable.
I shall walk over to the bar area and grab a beer.
Okay, it is very flat. Well, it's not flat, it is just very warm.
Yeah.
No sign of recent use.
There is a
or
very thin layer of dust in here. You imagine it is representative of at least a month of unuse.
So very much like the house.
yeah, the house. Yeah, the documentation was 3 months on that. But
Okay, interesting. So these people chased off from here, and it was converted into like a spec ops army base.
Looking at this, there are weights still racked. There are dumbbells by the side of benches. Actually, there would probably be a couple of beers, half drunk, and maybe some, half-eaten nuts and stuff on the tables in front of the TVs.
Any sign of any blood on the floor or anything?
Give me
I was
perception
thinking-
looks.
yeah,
certainly.
I was thinking the same thing. UV lights might actually showed up there as well.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I've got my UV light out, haven't I?
Doesn't appear to be any sign of any blood on the floor, though. You give it a really good look over.
What sort of weights racked on the weightlifting equipment?
So the deadlift is about 80 kilos.
So it's
Which
nothing
means-
superhuman.
Which means it's sort of a 100-kilo deadlift.
Yeah.
A couple of the dumbbells that are out are in the mid 30s, so a pair of 34s.
Mhm.
There's also probably a pair of 20s out. And on the squat rack, it's probably in the 50-kilo range.
Yeah, so it's not like they've been.
It's definitely not superhuman weight.
No. It's mundane.
It's probably maintenance weight for an average soldier. Let's take a quick 10-minute break. I just need to go get a drink and go talk to the missus because she's just got home from work. So let's take a 10-minute break. Come back about 25 to.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
see you in a minute.
Just scrolled up and builds and things, they're all pre-release. So half the skills have got, or the mods have gone and things.
Or they've
But-
been moved, they've been renamed, or they've been moved to different places
Yeah.
to make
Well-
it hard. Yeah.
Jaber's supposed to be similar type of thing, where ridiculous, because one of the class mods that he gets, he loses the healing one and gets a second weapon one.
Nice.
Activate both of those, and they just do so much damage around them. It's like, yeah, it's getting the range on them, but
Yeah.
he's the one that I've got to 40. The others are still 30s, or in Bunny's case 18. So I've got to level those up yet, but I probably need to get the fire one, purely because then I think I've got each element to be able to do those
Yeah.
towers.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's an interesting game. Once Human comes out tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna download it, but I think I'm gonna leave it for a month because I suspect it's gonna be the same as Last Descendant. It's gonna be an awful launch.
Yeah.
It's like one of the top 3 wish listed games currently in Steam. So if
It's
10
going to be
million,
sucky on the servers.
if 2 or 3 million people try and log in all at the same time tomorrow, the whole thing's just going to die.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure I've got an account, because if they offer anything free as a compensation, I want to be able to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to keep our beta test account, so names.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's the point.
They might
Yeah.
have done, but I don't think so. I don't know. I liked it. Again, I understand Swither's was it Swither or Caraman's comments about gacha, but do you know what? I didn't find it. It didn't bother me that much.
Oh, what one?
I enjoyed what I played of it because I like just going around sneaking and sniping things.
Yeah. I found I could get an AK-47 at a decent enough level for the first 2 main zones and the first 2 bosses. I could just handle it all solo.
Yeah.
So, the gacha stuff is all about getting recipes and stuff to unlock more powerful builds and weapons, but I don't think you need it.
Oh, was it Swither that said something about server resets every 3 or 4 months? That's that one.
I can't
So-
imagine them doing that because that would just
Nah.
alienate people.
If you look at the game, so I think the server might reset at the end of every season, which might be like 90 days. But so you might lose your building after 90 days and have to start back at the beginning. But I'm not sure they do that, because I think people would get frustrated with that. But maybe what he means by that is, the best I could glean from it was there are phases in the game. It's like a world state, and it moves on in the world state after certain conditions or certain days are met. And each world state changes what's available in the world for you to go and encounter and play.
Gotcha.
So I think there are certain zones that get locked out of the first world until you trigger the second world stage of an something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, because if they reset it, you're going to start again every 3 months or whatever, then I wouldn't bother getting it, because I explore and I don't build very well anyway.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't build well, but building's really easy. I would say it's as easy as it was in Nightingale to build something.
Right. Okay.
To build
Oh,
Nightingale was easy to build a building. Enshrouded required more thinking.
Yeah.
But then there was more flexibility with what you could do with Enshrouded. I don't think there's that level of flexibility in Once Human by any stretch of the imagination.
Yes, the Shroud was very much like 7 Days to Die building. You could dig down, you could do all sorts destructive biomes, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's that. Yeah, it's that. Yeah. All right. Shall we?
New Manhunt stage starts in Division 2 as well tomorrow. So
tomorrow?
I think so. So I'll burn through that.
I've been looking at a game called Body Cam.
Yeah,
it looks quite
heard
good.
About it. Looks a bit strange.
Well, I like the way I've done it. Like your visuals literally through a body cam.
Yeah.
Very, very realistic.
I don't know. There's games coming out later on that I want, so I don't know whether I'll bother with Being Human anytime soon, because I've got new Assassin's Creed I want.
So after Black Flag, I lost faith with Assassin's Creed.
I loved Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag was brilliant, but there's one after that I didn't like.
Yeah. That the one with the Spartans. No, it was when they went to Egypt. They did it as Origins, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right, Origins. Yeah.
Origins, I didn't like. When it went to the next one, the Spartans, loved that one. That's my second favourite out of them all. The Vikings was okay, but hasn't hooked me as much. But
I didn't like the Civil War one. That Civil War one where you play the Indian.
Oh, that was Assassin's Creed 2. That's
no, it wasn't
long time ago.
Wasn't 2, was it?
Yeah, that was 2.
Oh my
because
life.
It's one I never actually got far into.
Yeah, I didn't. I just couldn't stand it.
I'd skipped it and I went back to it after, and it's like, oh, I missed this one. It's like,
My favourite one was the French Revolution one.
Yeah, that was good. The London one was quite good as well because you played two characters. You played brothers and sisters, and they were totally different playstyles, which I think is what they're doing with the new Shadows one.
Right.
So we'll see. But I want that. I want the Star Wars Outlaw, but I'll wait on that one. I want to see it.
I'm waiting on MechWarrior Clans.
Never really played the MechWarriors much. I got it with a graphics card, Voodoo Extreme, I think it was.
MechWarrior 2, that was fantastic, that game.
Yeah, that's the only one I played.
I built a PC just for that game. Matrox Mystique, though.
Yeah, I had one of those as well.
Yeah, I should have gone Voodoo. Because that was one of the first ones you could piggyback, wasn't it, Voodoo's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2's Voodoo graphics card in SLI.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, shall we continue?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are currently inside the wreck area.
Okay.
Well, let's get out of here now. Let's get a bit.
Have a quick look through the lockers as we're going out to see if there's any personal details in there that might give us a clue as to who's been here or where the people have come from. So they've got troops. Are they ex-army or they trained them in or something like that?
Any ID badges?
Yeah, something to give us an avenue to go down to search info.
Okay. Sort of somebody's left too fast, leaving dog tags.
Rummaging through the lockers, again, there's probably 40, maybe 20 lockers aside maximum. So it kind of bears evidence of the fact that you don't think this was made to probably hold more than about 40 people at once, maximum. In one of the plain grey sweatpants, in a pocket, there is an ID card.
Ticket.
It just says it's got the bat symbol on it. It says Charlie, green border with Charlie across the top. A picture of a woman, quite severe tied hair in a very tight bun, slightly tan skin. We're in England, so probably not Hispanic, but maybe not quite an English-looking woman, but not an Asian or Middle Eastern woman either. So maybe an Eastern European kind of feel to the person. And it just simply says 63. No name. Just a photo and 63 underneath.
Does it look like a swipe card?
And it is a swipe card with a band on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're keeping that for Basingstoke. Nice find.
So what did Charlie mean?
With a name. Or maybe the company.
Yeah. Or the unit she's in. Charlie unit or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, pat you on the back. Good find there, Mark.
So, look.
It's a Bobby Dazzler.
Okay, head out and head to the next building that these tracks lead to. Or lead past. The tracks never came into this building, did they? They were just going past.
Correct. Yeah, they went past some distance as well, probably 30 feet or so away.
Yeah.
As you come, oh look at that, Swithers playing Outriders. As you come outside and start to cross this kind of open area, you can hear the sound of a car engine getting closer.
Get to cover.
Yeah, I was going to say find some cover.
Okay. Okay, so you find some cover. There isn't a lot of cover.
Lots of long grass, isn't there?
There's plenty of long grass. Yeah, of course there's long grass. So you jump in the grass, you squat down, and what you'll see is that a jeep pulls up to the entranceway, and a couple of people get out, and they kind of come to the front, and they just kind of stand looking. One of them peers down the road into this area, and then after a couple or so minutes, they both get back into the jeep. They turn the jeep around, and then head off back the way they came.
Literally tripped something.
They either checked up with the place, or that was some local farmers. What type of jeep was it? Like an army jeep, or?
It was more of a black SUV than a jeep.
Yeah, I'm guessing we tripped something and they checked to see whether it was wildlife or somebody messing about.
Yeah, but if that was the case, they'd actually come in and have a look, wouldn't they?
Well, they just thought it was an animal, because it's happened before a few times. Don't know. Yeah, keep an eye out for anything that might actually be active.
Yeah. Okay, let's head over to this corner here.
Okay, you push across the cleared area. At this point, the footprints disappear.
Okay.
Because most of this area now is kind of gravel or cinder or something along those lines. So in front of you is
I'll be looking out for cameras. Sorry, just make it. Yeah, any blinking lights, anything on cameras.
no worries. You can just about see it here where I'm pinging. There is a small walkway with some trees either side that come to a door into that building.
And that's where the track's more or less headed if we carried on in a straight line from.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Again, excuse me, there is a camera above the door pointing down at the door. No sign of light to suggest it's on.
It's going to get blacked out anyway.
Okay.
Door shut.
There is a door that's closed, and there is another keypad.
There isn't a 2 foot by 2 foot dog bloody thing, is there?
No.
Dog flap. No.
No.
Okay. I'll try the card.
There's no power to the door.
No. Okay.
And this door has failed locked.
Where we saw the kennels and the square markings, is that in this area or is this further on? That's further on.
Yeah, it's through that courtyard there.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I mean, we could get through back the side. See the dark L shape.
Mm-hmm.
We could go around the side of the building and come around that way.
Go around the side.
Yeah. If that would bust this door open.
Is this a single story or?
It's the height of a 2-story building. There are no windows other than this door.
Right.
It's like it would appear to have been an old, originally a farm building.
Like a hay barn type thing.
Yeah, a nolly knoll barn. Yeah.
Check the door anyway, just to see whether it is locked.
It's definitely locked. It's failed. It's failed locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go down the side.
Yeah.
Down and along here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can push your way through the greenery and whatnot there, and get yourself to.
Let's finish right in the corner here.
To where? Sorry. To there. Yeah. Okay. So, looking as you do, you can see obviously the back end of the building that you've just come round the side of, the back end of another building next to it, and you can see the tarpaulins in front of you, and you can just make out the open entranceway to the building here.
Okay, there was a camera up here, wasn't there? Is that dead as well?
Yeah, give me a second.
I don't want to make the assumption that there's no power anywhere, just in case there's a little generator somewhere.
Yeah. Or they've just turned the lights off on the cameras, but they're still powered.
I could never understand why they had lights on them, because if you want them not to show up, so you just like black out the lights, don't you?
They're supposed to scare people away more than anything else, I think. It's like our security lights. You can charge it up so it doesn't need its own power. You can turn the light off if you want to, type thing, but...
You kind of move yourself to there, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. There is a camera. Okay, so there's a couple of things. So about here, on a pole, is a camera. And as you kind of about to step around the corner, give me a perception check. Mark, you are flying tonight, although Sam, you also see it. So both of you realise as you just got to step around the corner, and you decide caution is a better part of valor. You stick your, you just kind of peer around, and the camera on the pole has a green blinking light on it, and you can see that there is well, no, actually, it would be inside the tube. So it's a pole. There's also a high-powered quad light system that seems to have a couple of lights pointed at this kind of area, and a couple of lights, one illuminating this area and one illuminating this area. You imagine that at night, if they were lit up, that whole entranceway would be bright and lit up.
Like Blackpool illuminations.
Is there any way to approach the camera without it seeing us
The
from a
camera
different angle?
seems to be on a fairly constant rotation.
Okay.
You're not sure of how wide angled it would be, but you think there might be a brief opportunity where you could make a dash into the open building here if you wanted to.
I was wondering whether there's a way to get to the camera and somehow interrupt kind of where the cable's going through the pole.
Knock it over.
You would need to go round the backs of the building and come in from the back. Assuming that there's no other active cameras, doing that would bring you up. It doesn't go 360, so the back area, it's effectively pointing.
So it's covering from sort of here to sort of here.
It's kind of that angle.
Oh, really? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
How thick is the pole that it's on?
What kind of thickness?
So it's just cables inside. So you could literally push it over if need be.
Depends how high it is.
Yeah, well, yeah.
About 10 feet.
So jump up, catch it near the top and pull it over.
No, actually, it'd be higher than that. It'd be about 15 feet high.
Where was the SUV? Was it here?
Yeah, it's under one of these tarps. Yeah. Yeah.
The camera's not covering that, is it? So.
The camera is covering everything north of that line.
Oh, okay, right.
On a 180 rotation.
So the camera needs to die.
Ideally.
Well, it'd be nice to see what the response time is. So I'm going to go around the back of the building here, back the way I came.
Yeah. So there is a small pathway that runs. Interesting. There is a small pathway that runs down here.
Right, yeah, I will use that in that case then.
Okay.
Am I coming or am I covering the courtyard?
And tell it to you.
I'll come with you purely because we don't know whether there is occupants here.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Don't want you getting ambushed.
I'm getting tired. Yeah, so there's a small building here and another building here as you come down the back way. There appears to be Oh, you're right, Jusby. Poor little cat. He's got something wrong with his paw and it's not getting any better. So he sits with his paw up like this, poor little thing.
Oh.
Again, this building here seems to be secured with a keypad. You couldn't really see how to get into this building. So coming round,
Past the door on this one, I'd like to try the keypad.
I was going to say, is it powered?
no power,
Okay.
and
Okay.
has failed closed.
If it's closed, we ignore it.
Getting to here, there is a walkway to the front of the around the area, and yeah. So your camera, there's a pile of old sort of tires and stuff directly in front of you that seems to have spilled over and blocked. Right, so hang on. So this kind of area here appears to be what would have been an old pile of tires. It seems to have spilled over and blocked the main route into this area from here. So the only thing you can do would be to drive, obviously drive down the little path or turn around and go out the back, which you know exists, the back gate, because if you remember, you drove in through.
Yeah, so we could see that.
To the south, where the River Walbrook sits.
Yeah.
And so you can see the camera that's facing down into this courtyard area.
There's diversion because set fire to these tyres. Not now, but yeah.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, because the smoke alone will block all the cameras.
Yeah, and it'll bring the locals around to have a look at this place.
Hopefully.
Right, so let's think about getting this camera down. It's a shame we don't have laser pointers.
Why to blind the camera?
Yeah, to blind the camera, yeah, burn out the lens.
You need to think about getting it in the future then, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can very easily get to the base of the camera. The camera pole seems to be cemented into the ground, and there is a small box, probably this kind of size, at the bottom where the camera comes out of, with a panel on it.
That'll be the battery, no doubt. So yeah, if there's a panel, just open up the panel.
Okay. It gives you access to the inner workings of the camera, really, but interestingly, the cable goes down under the ground.
Ooh. Underground bunker.
Well, it goes down. When I say goes down under the ground, it comes out of the bottom, at the bottom of the box, and down into a metallic, armored conduit about that kind of wide.
Right.
And there are two cables.
Do I know of any way to sabotage this? I've got engineering.
Give me a roll. Yeah, you have an awful game on Thursday.
You are going to die. You're TPK on Thursday.
I was saying to Mary earlier on that apart from 3 rolls, which I got successes, or one I got hard, all of them have been formidable rolls.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
check his dice.
You've got a couple of choices, right? So there is a power cable that is running. Best you can tell, the power cable is going to follow this road. So, from what you can tell, looking at it from an engineering standpoint, there is a data cable and a power cable that are co-located. The data cable is a fiber cable, and the power cable is a really thick armoured core power cable.
Don't kill yourself, just do the data.
They
Yeah,
do seem to be running. When you kind of line it up, you think first and foremost they run under this building here. That's where you think they go. Sorry, for now.
right.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the data we need to cut off. So that's, yeah, it might actually be seeing something, but nobody's getting the feed.
Well, if you're pointing out this building here while you're working out what to do, I'm going to have a quick shufty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the best thing to do from a sabotage perspective, you think there's nothing for it, accepting that there may be somebody at the other end of that feed, is to pull either the power cable or the data cable.
Yeah.
Data.
It's the data that I'm looking at.
The data to your mind is less suspicious because that could just simply be
Rats.
rats, yeah, either. So you pull the data cable.
Yeah.
So the light continues to blink and the camera continues to rotate, but now you're positive that there's no feed going anywhere.
Exactly.
So you've disarmed the camera.
Yeah. Once that's done, I'm gonna watch the building that Sam's gone over to with my gun trained on it in case somebody comes out. If that's where I think this is going to, so if it's going to be manned, that's where it'll probably be manned.
Okay. All right. Sam, what are you doing?
I went to that building to check any lights or anything on any power inside.
Okay. This building has a keypad. The keypad is blinking red.
Ooh, so it has power. I'll give it a swipe with this card.
Okay. You swipe with the card. The light goes from red to green. You hear a bzzz, click on the door.
Yeah, gun trained. I'm opening it.
Okay.
And I'll probably message Mark as well through Bluetooth.
So I'll head forward.
And I'll leave the door open.
Okay. The going into here. The first thing that opens out is a mess area. As you walk in, it's kind of a mess area. There is a kitchen to one side, and about 5 trestle tables, each with 2 benches and 2 chairs at each head. You imagine seating maybe for 40 people at a push, if everybody dined at once. A functional kitchen at the far end, and then a little bit further on, there are probably 5 small rooms either side. Each room has bunk beds.
Does it smell lived in? Is there that lingering smell of food?
There is the lingering smell of food and body odour.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you kind of move down, again, the mess room has a bunch of metal plates and knives and forks scattered around it. This looks very much like a panic evacuation.
Right. So what's happened is trays being thrown on the floor, sort of thing, cutlery everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Further in, as I say, there is there are 5 rooms, one on each side. And at the very bottom, at the back of the chamber, there appears to be a set of stairs going down.
Oh, I'll go wait for Mark. While I wait for Mark, though, we'll open one of his side doors.
Bunk beds. Bunk
Brilliant.
beds and a small wash station.
Yeah. These guys were almost kept like prisoners in here, weren't they?
Might be more IDs in here if it was a panic to get out as well.
Good point.
It is. It's not. No. So they don't. You don't get the sense that it was prison-like conditions. It's sparse, but it's probably no worse than the conditions that you were used to in some of the places that you've operated out of from a military point
It
of
just
view.
seems like you've got cells on the side here and then a big open mess room. Buzz to go out or whatever to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you would think it feels a little bit prison-like, but yeah, it does feel a bit prison-like.
The doors aren't locked with you in them.
No.
Right, fair enough. Again, think about what Mark said. Yeah, I'll have root around for any more looking for swipe cards.
You don't find any.
These people probably unclipped on themselves.
Yeah.
There are 2 or 3 of the rooms with some hanging space in that have sort of civvy clothes, a pair of jeans, a shirt, a blouse, a skirt, a dress, and maybe sandals and other summery clothing, but no IDs anywhere. No purses, no handbags, no wallets.
No personal effects.
None whatsoever. And even the clothing, the labels are cut out of them.
Ooh.
So you don't know whether you're looking at. I mean, you could tell. And the jeans that you find are nondescript. They don't really have a brand on them. So they're not
No,
Levi's.
it's cutting out any shopping pattern.
Yeah, they're not Diesel, that kind of thing. They're just generic.
I'll point towards the spiral staircase going down.
Okay. Do you want to lead the way because it's not really suitable for a carbine barrel staircase?
Yeah, but your rolls are awesome, mate. You go. Yeah, no, same thing.
Okay.
Is it lit at all?
Okay, so you head down the spiral staircase. At the bottom, there is an area maybe 10 foot in depth across the entire width of the building above. And there is a glass panel, door,
Yeah.
keypad, camera.
Camera blinking.
Has a blinking light on it. And as you've come down the stairs, you're in full view of the camera.
Spray it.
Okay. So you dash forward, give the camera a spray.
Yeah. Swipe the keypad
glance,
while I do that.
You kind of glance over at Sam, sorry, at Mark, and that knowing we're on the clock now for definite.
Yeah, definitely. So swipe the key card. I want to do that one to pull the door open so Mark's got a full view down wherever what's going on there with his gun out.
Okay. So you swipe the key card, and the light goes from green to amber. The door remains closed.
She's not got clearance.
Yeah, no clearance.
Looking through the door, you can see what appears to be a figure in a lab coat laid on its front, facing away from you.
Ooh.
Either she hasn't got clearance or it's gone into quarantine or lockdown or something.
Do you reckon these dogs that were out last night have maybe escaped from here?
Possibly.
And then put the whole thing on lockdown and right, shoot the glass.
I was going to say, can I think of a way to get around this electronic lock with Diversing the power or
I'm going
that type
to
of
take a piece of Wrigley's chewing gum from my pocket and put the silver paper around the card and
Yeah.
swipe it. It works
So
in the films.
So it's McCrae, not MacGyver.
Okay. You really want electronics. You're not trained in electronics, but so
No.
give me an engineering roll, but I want a hard success.
Can you use demolitions?
Oh, a third one. Right, we'll use my.
You can absolutely use demolitions, but remember you're only supposed to blow the bloody door off.
Lock picking wouldn't help, would it?
That's even worse. First failure.
First failure. Yeah. So you can't figure out a way to engineer the door to open. Your view is if you had some skill with electronics, you might be able to get through it. Lockpick, you can give it a go, but it's gonna be hard.
Anything from medical point of view, because this looks like a medical facility. Would I know any weaknesses that I might bypass? Oh, he's managed anyway.
Whilst you're pondering that, there's a couple of things. One, there does seem to be a couple of chambers in there that are definitely appear to be laboratory based, but at the far end, you think you can make out a server room.
Right. Okay.
I'm frantically swiping this card up and down and I hope it's going to short something and open.
Yeah, and you somehow, you're not quite sure how, manage to get it to flicker to green, and there is a click, and you grab the door and pull it, and as you do so, the whole thing clicks back into locked mode. With you holding it, so now you've got the locks on the, they're about this kind of size, jut out of the door.
Yeah.
About 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and a big juicy lock in the middle, like a mag lock. And when you let the door go, it just clanks against the frame of the door.
Fantastic.
And as you pull it open, you get that smell of desiccated, decayed body.
So it's been there a while.
Yeah. Handkerchief over mouth.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then move forward. I'm going to head towards the person lying on the floor and see if they've got a key card in the breast pocket, around that sort of area.
A couple of things you notice. There are several dull-looking worms around the body.
Oh, I've got my UV light, haven't I?
Yeah.
That'll be on.
They are dead. They're not moving as far as you can tell, but there are
All
several.
right.
There is one of those sort of vacuumy chambers with the big rubber gloves that you put your hands in.
Oh, awesome.
Right.
And a couple of tubes with various bits of liquid in, maybe formaldehyde or something, with more of the worms suspended in them. And then there's a small sort of basically there's a bunch of DNA, blood sampling, centrifuge type machines. And at one end there is a small test tube rack with 2 tubes in it. One of them has a dark green liquid that is listed as give me a second. Sorry. One is a yeah, hang on, let me just have a look. So one appears to be one of them is a pale whitish, greenish color, that kind of that dark green color. The other one appears to be a reddish liquid. The reddish liquid one is simply labelled C.
Who, sorry?
The reddish one is labelled C.
Oh, C, right.
So if you think it's a test tube holder for 4 test tubes, the most left-hand side one is the the greenish liquid, and that is simply labelled serum serum -2, and the reddish liquid is just marked serum C.
And what's the pale one?
No, that's it, just the 2.
Right, sorry.
A green one and a red one.
Yeah, they're just in glass test tube.
Yeah.
Any containers around that you could transport test tubes around in safely? Like little boxes that you can.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those and use empty, stick these 2 in.
Keep them out of sunlight.
These will do, they'll have a lid usually. You mentioned something of the worms. The live worms in here as well.
Yes. No live worms.
Right. Okay. I thought where you put the gloves through, there was something there or something.
In the place where the gloves are, there are a couple of dissecting utensils, and there appears to be a set of magnifying glasses where you can put your head and you can look down inside, and there is a worm that looks to be been dissected.
Okay, I'll look down. Won't manipulate anything. Just take a look and see what.
Yeah, I mean it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a worm.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different is right at where the worm's mouth would be, you can see some definite sharp protruding fangs. Almost like it can use them to bury its way through flesh, for all intents and purposes.
They've got nasty teeth in the middle of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The body itself, as I say, has a white coat on. Appears to have been male, dark-haired. Underneath the lab coat are army fatigues.
I'm checking the person. Is
any rank on the uniform?
The name on the uniform is Poklowski, Poklowski.
So Polish.
Would appear to be a Polish name. The markings on the shoulders, if they again Edom logo on the fatigue, if their markings follow standard military markings, this would be a corporal. The Edom symbol seems to have the symbol for medical, the doctor symbol, entwined around the bat.
Ooh.
Okay. Is that on the coat or on the uniform?
On the uniform.
Right. Checking the vitals on the person.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
I mean, they're not just dead. When you kind of go to touch, the whole neck just caves in like the skin is parchment and dust.
Right. Yeah. Were you saying that
That's
there's
not
worms
normal.
bodies around it? I wasn't sure whether he'd been infected and he was going to sit back up again.
No, it appears it's hard to tell whether it was infected. There is a glass jar, probably this kind of size, with a load of earth. That's the jar has hit the ground and shattered, and the earth has spread out, and from it appears to be where those worms are coming from. Looking above you, there are UV lights mounted in the ceiling.
Are they on?
Right.
They're not on at the moment.
My UV light's on though, isn't it? So I'm going to just shine it at the body.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Shine it on the body.
I was hoping to get a uniform off this, because we could use it later if we go to Basingstoke.
That's what I was thinking. There's no ID on this.
The body will there is the Peklowski name badge, corporal, some kind of medical symbol intertwined with the Edom.
Yeah. There's no pass or
on the body, connected to the hip, to the pocket of the lab coat is another card. This one is green, Edom symbol, Bravo, a picture of a man, and 13.
So one higher in the food chain.
And the pictures of this Peklowski, is it?
It's hard to tell because the face is disintegrated, but the hair matches.
Right. I haven't got any disguise skill to make myself look like him.
If I shine my light on these dead worms, what happens?
Nothing.
Oh, interesting.
Any writings? Actually, you mentioned there was a server room further back, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better check that out.
Okay. So there's a small corridor. It's all glass. Small corridor that runs the length again of this building. It's about 2/3 of the length of the building above. The very back are 2 server racks in their own little area. There is light on, and you can see the servers flickering. And as you kind of go to the door and you open the door, you get that flood of cool air coming out from the. There is definitely power to this building, and above you can see in some trunking, some thick power cables and data cables running through the wall.
Right.
Probably no more than a foot below ground level.
Have we lost Zed or?
No, I'm still here.
Your picture's just frozen for me.
Camera's frozen.
There we go.
No, it's frozen again. Happy days.
Okay, how extensive is the server room for? How many hard drives and things are there in it?
It's a 2 full, 3/4 high server. There are probably a dozen servers in here, Max.
Yeah,
far too many for you to steal. And they're all, they're classic servers, and sort of chest height or sort of waist height, there is a drawer that slides out with a keyboard and screen that will pop up when you slide it out, prompting you for a username and password.
Are there any desks in here?
No desks.
We need to find a main office.
I don't know whether we should turn off all the servers.
Well, see if we get a response from that. Yeah, that'd be nice.
So we can destroy the server room, set them back, God knows how long, with any luck. They're probably going to have backups.
I was going to say, you would have thought this, if there's a data party gone out, you would have thought it'd be uploaded every day to the main office.
You'd think so. But if we can destroy it now, we may get away with them not seeing our faces. That's how often it uploads data. And
True. Is there like an emergency cut-off switch anywhere?
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah, one that doesn't.
There will be one of the walls, probably by the door. Actually, there will be a power conduit that comes down, and there'll be a big red button.
Yeah, one that doesn't trigger Halo, preferably with us being in there.
Well, you open the door and do it.
And on that note, there will also be a small box with a couple of face masks, gas masks in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Actually, I think we take the gas masks anyway, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, exactly.
Going into a company's data center that I worked for, and you had to be given the briefing. If the alarm goes off, you've got like 10 seconds or 15 seconds to get out the building or out of the data center area before the shutters drop and the halon goes off.
Yeah.
And
I had the same thing.
Yeah, at that point, you're probably not surviving.
Oh.
Yeah. That was council office.
To suppress the oxygen, isn't it? To immediately douse the area with and suppress the oxygen, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we'll get the masks. I'll power down all the servers, flicking the power switches. I don't care if the data gets corrupted from hard drives and things.
All right.
Rather than pushing the button or anything, manually do that. Hell, I'll take out the hard drives and just dump them on the floor. They're not in the right order. It'll take them a while to put them back in again if they do that, and if we can.
Okay.
Don't put them on the floor. Throw them on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or pass them to me now with my knife over the circuit board on the hard drive.
There'll be platters back there, won't there?
Okay, you do that. No problem.
But yeah, destroy it. Inconvenience if we can't actually destroy the place. It's start carrying around a high-powered magnet everywhere.
So actually, looking at this, halon doesn't kill you. Believe it or not.
It sucks all the oxygen out the air, doesn't it?
It doesn't suck all the oxygen out of the air, but instead acts as an inhibitor, an anti-catalyst. Oxygen and fuel will preferentially bind with it instead of igniting, and the reaction absorbs heat from the environment. So being in a room that's sprayed with halon won't kill you, but it could cause panic, and it can kill by asphyxiation. I guess sucking it in when it goes off could cause asphyxiation.
Yeah, right. Shame they haven't got some thermite lying around.
I don't think you should say that.
In the lab where they've got all these packets and things.
Have you found bag A?
Are there any packets?
Not in the 2 rooms that you've searched, but there is a room across the way.
Check out with that.
Okay. Searching across the way, you do indeed find. How did it describe it? Let me have a look how it actually describes it. You find a couple of canisters with. You find a couple of canisters.
No writings on the canisters, just.
Actually, sorry. You find a couple of. Right, so first and foremost, you find a couple of metal boxes, probably about this kind of size.
Right, okay. Yeah. Open one of them. See if it's these packets.
Inside, there are 3 foil envelopes, quite large and bulky, marked A, B, and C.
There we go. So A should be the thermite. B and C, we don't know what they are.
B's liquid, C was what was to contain the units once, if you know you needed to contain them.
I thought B was what they used on themselves, and C was the liquid that you put on the thermite afterwards.
Yeah, C contained the stuff to secure the boxes. It said to use B, use the liquid in B after using the thermite.
Right. I thought it was the other way around, but we've got the documents, so anyway.
Yeah. So packet A was the thermite, packet B was something that you sprinkle, and packet C was something you used to seal, was the tools to seal.
Right. So if we take these, use the thermite. Oh, there's 2 boxes. There might be another full set on the other one. We take the B and C with us to work out what they are.
Yeah.
Use the thermite on the hard drives. Pile them in the middle. They'll never get used again.
All right. So you're going to pull out the hard drives and toss in the contents of packet A.
Yeah.
And then what?
Build a pyramid, put the thermite on the bottom one.
Okay. Okay. So amongst the packet, so inside the packet is a strange mixture of. So what colour is thermite?
Reddish, I think. Like a rusty colour. I don't know where I got that from, but
there is a mixture of black and red. Almost, there are 2 separate pouches. Again, foil pouches inside the big foil pouch. So there are 3 foil pouches. There's 2 separate ones. When you look at them, there is a red one and a black one. Give me what?
there isn't a science skill as such. They were broken down into.
Well, demolitions would do for.
Give me demolition. If you've got demolition skill, give me a demolitions roll, because you'd really want science, chemistry.
Yeah, I haven't got.
So the 3 things combined. You've got red thermite, black thermite, and an MG strip for the detonation. The red thermite doesn't burn as hard but produces more iron. The black thermite burns stronger, produces less iron. I think that's the way around it is. Oh, yeah, that's right. Black powder thermite produces more iron but harder to ignite. Red thermite is easy to ignite but processes less iron. And then the MG strip is
Magnesium strip.
magnesium strip. Yes. So you can mix this stuff basically on top, throw the strip on, light the strip, pull the door closed, and start making your way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll take the other packets as well from the other box.
Make a note that you've got a packet B and a packet C.
Was there another box with a full set in?
No, that other box was empty.
Ah, right, okay.
But it was the same kind of box. And interestingly, the box is designed. You notice it's got a number of eyelets and loops, steel loops on it, designed obviously to be secured onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So as you come out the door, you watch behind you as this thermite ignites. You get that bright white fire flash over all of the hard drives and things that you've dropped. Almost immediately there is the red flash as the warning and the trigger for the halon system kicks in.
Yeah, I don't think that halon works very well against thermite.
Possibly not. Let's find out.
I don't think thermite. I think thermite basically burns itself out. See, when I created the character and you could choose the professional skills, you could only choose one science, which doesn't quite make sense when you need all three for all the things you do. It's like you need chemistry and physics for biology.
Yeah.
But you couldn't actually take them.
So you're right. Halon wouldn't do it, but something like liquid helium may do it. And actually what will happen is by the time this has burnt its way down and burnt itself out, it's probably burnt a circular area in the floor as well, leaving slagged remains of hard drives. However, as you come out of that glass door and you start to head towards the stairs, you hear voices above you.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to call it a night.
I knew you were going to do that.
I like cliffhangers.
So you hear voices above you. Those voices sound militaristic. There is at least 2 separate voices, and they're calling out orders between each other.
In English?
In English.
Okay.
So we'll pick that up next week. I'll have to actually draw a map, I think, next week.
Yeah, I'm going to waste some bullets. I'm likely to waste some silver bullets here, aren't I? Because I haven't got any normal bullets.
You are indeed.
Bugger.
You don't have to. You can use your walking stick.
Yeah, they're going to have guns.
Walking stick, yeah.
We just need to take out one, get their bullets, and start using their bullets against them.
You know, whilst you could wave a walking stick at the enemy, they're probably going to wave carbines at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what they say about bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Depends on how good you are with the knife.
It worked for Sean Connery.
It did. It works for a lot of people.
Yeah. Steven Seagal, the book that I'm reading at the moment, with Doc Holliday, he just throws knives at they go through